wow. Actually, huge wow. A massive batch of Epstein files just dropped in hot, fresh off the battle bus here from the top turnbuckle out of nowhere. I didn't think we'd even see any more with the DOJ putting up that huge stink even recently about like how courts can't force them to release it, this and that. It seemed like this was never going to happen because getting them to comply with the law was like pulling teeth. So they were a month late, but they actually released like millions of Epstein files, and there are huge, disgusting, evil things that have been uncovered in this latest batch of Epstein files. This time around, it's a little different than their previous release, where there were hundreds of pages of blacked out redactions, and that was basically it. This is what you saw with the Epstein files, except I thought that was going to make the camera go black. You get the idea. It was basically just staring into the fucking void. It was just pitch black because everything was redacted. It was just a lot of nothing. But even amidst that nothing, they were so fucking incompetent that they left in the ability to unredact the files yourself, where people were able to catch them breaking the law, where a lot of the redacted names were not names of victims. They were various other things, and a lot of the redactions were clearly not victims. Sometimes it even seemed like the redactions were there to protect the names of potential clients and perpetrators, which again is a complete violation of the Epstein Files Transparency Act that they were supposed to be following. But again, even with them farting out completely...
That would be only... I know... True, but what if... Hold on. What if the documents obtained were redacted because of a previous case, and they cannot unredact it because it's blacked out? What then? Then you wouldn't be able to do anything, right?
Blacked out pages to protect these pedophiles in power. There were still a lot of huge revelations that came from this, such as co-conspirators that for some reason they never pursued. We don't know who they were because their names have been redacted conveniently, but we learned that there were co-conspirators they were investigating, and I guess they just let the leads dry up and then just said, fiddlesticks, they're gone. Now time to pretend they don't exist. Like Kash Patel under oath lying about it. Perjury Patel, by the way, still not punished for it. And speaking of unpunished, you know who else has been unpunished? Every Epstein client, all of these rapists and pedophiles, all of them still just getting away with these unthinkable crimes. No one being handcuffed and thrown in the slammer. Doesn't even seem like they're pursuing any investigations or anything into it. Across 2 administrations now, no arrests outside of Maxwell, who Trump has done everything in his power to ensure she is treated like a queen at a new summer camp that she now resides at. Barely even a prison. This is lunacy of the highest caliber. Now anyway, I know I'm getting kind of sidetracked here with like the previously on Dragon Ball Z with this whole saga. The most recent batch of Epstein files came out a couple hours ago. Millions of files, so people are still combing through them. But what they are finding is alarming. Trump's name, of course, is all over these files. His name appears more in these Epstein files than Green Eggs and Ham appeared in the Green Eggs and Ham Dr. Seuss book. His name is everywhere with numerous allegations about terrible, awful things. Some things we had heard little bits and pieces of.
Just one, I will say though, true, but this one, I'm pretty sure that one is just purely debunked.
About for previous Epstein releases, but this one has significantly more, including this.
That particular one is from instances that multiple people are there and are part of something, and the victims themselves said that it was wrong. These one-off accounts of those people haven't been able to be verified by anybody or anything. If there's 10 people at a campfire and then one guy pulls his cock out and all of us say, oh yeah, this guy pulled his cock out. If one guy said, this guy pulled some cocaine, okay, and he would have make a case and he would have sued somebody, oh, this guy pulled cocaine. It's kind of what we're dealing with here. I'm pretty sure. Just look at me. Because now, I was trying to say defend it, but we looked at it earlier, though. We looked at it earlier, and I'm completely off on this. I think being precise about information is important. If you're going to make something like this, I think it's genuinely important. You kind of have to.
You realize there could be dozens or hundreds of victims, right? Not all have come out.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying, though. I'm just saying that this particular screenshot and this particular incident... complainant was spoken to and deemed not credible. Additional research showed that 3 separate incidents involved with mental security violations. I don't want to discredit intent, but oh shit.
Your outlandish analogies are my favorite part of the stream.
What? I'm just saying it's not. I think that you're being like. Where's the evidence of that? It was right in front of you.
More, including this FBI report that claims Trump has been compromised by Israel. Which anyone who's been paying attention to this administration shouldn't really be surprised at. I don't think anyone heard that and recoiled in their chair going, what? If anyone's followed everything that's been going on in regards to Trump and Israel, it should be no surprise that the FBI believed he was compromised, is compromised as well, most likely. But this is, again, new information that is hitting the...
I'm not discrediting the victims. These are the words of the victims. The mass... You are discrediting them by assuming that one, when others were present, no, unless I was fed complete bogus information.
Sounds to me like Trump's
DOJ. Let me tweet.
Public here from official sources.
Please don't defend this, my man.
In these Epstein files, these are big. Another huge name appearing in here is Bill Gates. So Bill Gates had an exchange with Jeffrey Epstein, and I think it's been known for a long time Bill Gates was associated with Jeffrey Epstein. But this information here is new that talks about how he contracted an STD apparently and had asked Jeffrey Epstein to provide him with antibiotics that he could secretly...
Your man's Trump
You
is
can
cooked.
also not have an opinion. Yeah, but that's wrong though. If something is wrong, and I think, oh, okay, this is wrong, I don't mind saying that it's wrong. And the rest can all be true. And I think it's bad if a lot of things are true to say that all of it is true. I think that makes you a problem. You threatened the integrity of correct and validified information and accusations. You threaten the existence of real stories when you greenlight lies because it discredits the whole shit. You're just stupid. It's so stupid. Like, I'm on your side. These people are fucking evil and bad. But if you're going to attack them, you have to go with all things that do stick. Because the ones that don't stick, they will put into question the integrity and the credibility of all the other ones, and it will hurt the victims. Are you stupid?
Dose Melinda with. He had contracted it from Russian girls, apparently. Another massive name coming in is Elon Musk, who had an email chain with Jeffrey Epstein that was in these files about him trying to plan a visit to Jeffrey Epstein's island, and he seemed to want to find the wildest party, the best time to come through to the island, and he was trying to make plans to go visit the island. These new files also expose blatant lies that a lot of really powerful people tried to peddle to get themselves out of hot water in regards to their close connection to Jeffrey Epstein, like Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick is Trump's commerce secretary, and he claimed he cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein in 2005, yet in these files we can clearly see he was emailing Epstein in 2012, planning a trip out there, saying, "Hi Jeff, we are landing in St. Thomas early Saturday afternoon and planning to head over to St. Bart on Monday at some point. Where are you located? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good? I have another couple, Michael and Mary Lehrman, with me on my boat, and each of us has 4 children. 2 16s, 2 14s, a 13, a 12, an 11, and a 7-year-old. Thanks, Howard." What a disgusting freak.
I mean, I have to be honest with you. Who writes like this unless bad? This is just an odd way of, like, huh?
And a 7-year-old. Thanks, Howard. What a disgusting freak. He's even listing out the ages of the children that are joining them on their planned trip to Epstein's Island. This is in 2012. That's quite a few years after 2005, Howard. Seems like you told a big-time fib. Howard said that he had visited Epstein's house in 2005.
But nobody's defending anything. Your chat's so young. I be honest with you, a lot of things are so naive and weird.
Not all victims were there at the same time at the same events. The defense is that these victims didn't see Trump there is just stupid. There were dozens of people that were trafficked.
What are you talking about? Bro, these are particular, precise events. You not lump a bunch of other ones that... Bro, just stop. Just stop it. That's insane. Who are you talking to?
But it culminated with him getting the heebie-jeebies. He called him gross and said that was basically kaput. That was the end of his relationship with Epstein. He washed his hands of him back in 2005, but that clearly wasn't true now, was it, Howard? These emails are from 2012, planning a trip out there and making a very odd mention of a bunch of children and their ages that will be joining you to Epstein's Island. Howard Lutnick. is your U.S. Secretary of Commerce under Trump right now. This is your Commerce Secretary. And he is one of many very powerful politicians whom you'll find in these new Epstein files and previous Epstein files as well. These are just a few of many names, new names as well, very powerful people who appear in these files with alleged horrible, horrible things that they have done in connection with Jeffrey Epstein and the island. It is a big, big deal. This is undoubtedly just the tip of the iceberg here. This latest batch was millions of files, so there is still a lot of information out there that hasn't been adequately combed through, and still what we are learning right now is heinous. And I feel like it should be pretty obvious that there needs to be investigations conducted here, and maybe a little bit of justice, maybe some of these evil demons getting arrested, perhaps. Why are none of these people in these Epstein files even being looked into at all? Why does Kash Patel lie under oath about there not being an Epstein list or clients or like co-conspirators when we now have all this available evidence that confirms there definitely were co-conspirators?
Yeah.
There definitely are clients. And there is nothing being done, not in this administration.
I mean, yeah, getting you say, oh, dude, there's no list, whatever. But you know what people are saying, you know what people are asking, and they're just hiding behind this plausible deniability. Well, you didn't ask what the list is and what it is. It's actually an associates and business partner sub-list. Like, yo, come on, bro. Like, bro, let's not do this fucking legal mumbo jumbo bullshit.
Previous administration to hold any of them accountable or fine them. This is a huge deal that nobody should be trying to like minimize the importance of. For some reason, people are trying to pretend as though this is something we should just like brush aside, move on from the whole Epstein fiasco. That is craziness. There are people in the most powerful positions of government right now.
Bro, I know for a fact that how do you want me to trust you on your comprehension of listening and reading? If you just think that I was defending it while saying what I just said, I mean, you have no idea what the you're even listening. You cannot compute anything. Just stop it. Like that's insane. Because one is, yeah, I did know. I actually did watch those fucking press releases, whatever. The way they talk about it. Yeah, they always dodged the, there is no list per se. Dude, they know what they mean. The questions are very specific, and they're just hiding behind fucking verbiage. It's bullshit.
Now that are rapists and pedophiles that have got away with unthinkable crimes, and they need to be held accountable. We have so much information here. We have so many names, and we need them to be investigated. We need justice. I don't know why so many people are so okay with being governed by these monsters. It's baffling to me. It actually boggles my fucking mind. This latest batch shows even more evidence, shines even more light on these terrible, terrible things that unfolded here. And the close connections a lot of powerful people had to Epstein and the island. I'll continue to look into the files and see what else turns up from all of this. I'll be, of course, keeping my finger on the pulse of it, and I highly encourage all of you to be paying very close attention to it and the people named in these Epstein files, and the people that try and defend it as well. That is unacceptable. This is indefensible. There's no excuse for it. So anyway, wanted to just give you an update here. That's really about it. So yeah.
I mean, the only thing that they could do, like, some people try to hide behind the fact that, being in the file isn't bad, or whatever. Like, some of the people that are named in there, I don't know why they don't just write a response. If it's a nothing burger, it could be a nothing burger. Why does nobody address anything? I don't get it. If that was on my name, I'd be fucking mauling. I would just this automatic. I wouldn't let fucking 10 minutes of my name be on this shit. I would address it immediately. Like, because you automatically assume that it's, anybody who's ever sent them an email is wrong of all the pedo shit. There is a world in between all of it bad, and not everything. There's a realm there, okay? And what I'm trying to say is, if somebody isn't guilty of shit and it wasn't that at all, and they have no knowledge of anything, they should address it. I don't know why they don't. How hard could that really be? It take 5 minutes. Yeah. Back in the days, there was a party. There was a wedding party, or like that, or were invited. We went over. That's why we're on the manifest. Okay, boom. We went to a wedding party. That was perfectly normal, and went home by 7. And here's the evidence. Boom, done. End of story. How? I mean, that wouldn't be crazy, would it? Would it?
Well, the files also show that Epstein repeatedly took the fifth during a 2016 deposition when asked more than a dozen questions about former President Clinton. Among them, several about whether Mr. Clinton visited Epstein's private island and flew in his private plane. The former president has denied ever having visited the island. So has Elon Musk, yet the files contain at least 2 emails discussing just that. In one from the 24th of November 2012, Epstein writes, "How many people will you be for the heli to island?" Musk responded the next day that it would probably just be him and his then wife, adding, quote, "What day/night will be the wildest party on our island?"
That question may be rhetorical, but you know the answer.
No. You're wrong, though. I'm just saying that if they say, oh, XYZ's in the files, ABC's in the files, yeah, true. But, I mean, it can be, let's say somebody was writing an email, right? Writing an email to something, and then they go, oh, this guy called McDonald 123 or whatever. McDonald 123 is in the files. Oh my God, dude! Let's keep it a bucket. You can use better language to not possibly cause some damage and harm others that are unrelated. And I think that's a problem with some of these.
A year later, Musk wrote Epstein saying, quote, "We'll be in the BVI St. Bart's area over the holidays." BVI's British Virgin Islands. "Is there a good time to visit?" To which Epstein replied, "Always space for you." It's unclear if that or the other visit took place. Representatives for Musk did not immediately respond to a request for comment about the new emails. And Musk in 2019 told Vanity Fair, quote, "He tried repeatedly to get me to visit his island. I declined." Now, Musk, you'll recall, famously posted this during his beef with the president this year, quote, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files." Minutes later, he followed up with, quote, "Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out." Now, keeping him honest, that's kind of hard to do. He seems to have taken the post down along with the first one. Also in the files.
Why wouldn't you just get ahead of it and just say that, oh yeah, I wanted to go or whatever. We didn't have any knowledge that it was weird or bad, and we didn't go. How hard is that? Yeah. At the time, everybody was going there. Like it's like this big fiesta, or whatever. We wanted to go, right? And then we asked to go, and then we didn't go. End of story. I mean, is it that hard? Really? If that's the truth, how hard would that be?
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, who famously.
Well, yeah, I'm portraying how it would be hard if you were. It's like cosplaying it. Like the fact that you don't know, like. Yeah, your reading comprehension is terrible. I can't deal with this shit anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't.
2005, vowing to, quote, "never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again." The files, though, reveal Lutnick or his wife, Allison, were in touch with Epstein as recently as 2012. In an email from Allison Lutnick in November of that year, she writes, quote, "We are looking forward to visiting you," adding, "We are traveling on a..."
If I was going to rob a bank, I would probably be wearing a ski mask. What do you mean you? What do you mean I? What does he mean by that? I would. What do you mean? What does he mean by that though? That's kind of weird though. What a weird, are you a bank robber? Weird. Come on, man. I mean, are you fucking 10 years old? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yacht called Excellence, and I am CCing the captain. A spokesperson for the Commerce Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So a lot to talk about tonight. Starting us off, CNN Chief Legal Affairs correspondent Paula Reed. She's been going through the documents all day. So what stands out to you from the documents you've reviewed so far?
So the document that really stands out at this point is this list of accusations against President Trump, because the FBI compiled this list last summer, and this is a lot of the kind of information that investigators gather when they're looking at whether charges should potentially be pursued. For example, they're looking at unverified tips. Some include secondhand information that came through a tip line. It appears the FBI followed up on some tips. At least one was found to be unverified. But this is the kind of information they...
No, that's not true. I'm just not a dumbass. The problem is that your training is to be radicalized, whether one direction or the other. Because of what the media talks about, how they talk about it, and how they give you information, what's on social media and public opinion, you are hardwired these days that you're either a moron, cuck, mother sucker, bitch ass, go to jail, you're dead, or you're an angel, you saved the world, oh my God, I need to laser butthole. There is absolutely zero space in between those two positions. And because of that, oh, I'm the one that doesn't understand it. No, you don't understand it because your brain has ceased to function. It's so
collect, but do not usually make public if there are no charges brought in a case. Now, of course, President Trump has always denied any wrongdoing connected to Epstein, but there are a lot of questions that are raised here. First of all, why did the FBI make this list of accusations specifically relevant?
To what chat has to say? Or do you just resort to insults instead of an actual debate?
Oh, yeah, debate. There's
Wasting time on stupid.
If I take one person in chat, I got one guide. If I take 10, I got one guide. If I get any argument and I win, chat will say, this guy's just dumb. We're saying the opposite. Yo, I've been here for 10 years. And they don't understand the chat. Like, you never win against anything. They will get the one guy that said something correctly, and they did thousands of messages, and they'll be, that's what we were all thinking, but we're saying it. Like, there's no winning here, dude. There's no debate to be had. Like, it's a win all the time. Look at the Andrew Tate situation and how people painted it. They painted it like the guy was the fucking god when I was the only one giving pushback, and they go, dude, we were just rage baiting back in the days. No, you were not. You absolutely were not. You were absolutely on his side because it was public opinion that, Andrew Tate is a cool guy. This guy's internet chat. Everybody was on his side. I was by myself. And you switched up anyway. And you get this all the time. You do this all the time, dude. It's weird.
Why do you allow
to
these
President
people
Trump, though President Bill Clinton was also mentioned.
They trying to make you seem like a weirdo. They're ruining chat.
I agree.
Mentioned in there. The document was also taken down at least twice today. Last time I checked, Anderson, it was back up. But this list of allegations will likely prompt more questions for the Justice Department and the White House, even though this release is, of course, part of an effort to try to tamp all this down.
Trump in the
Picture
Epstein
of
files.
Epstein with
The
girl
Justice
XQC
Department.
defend. List of names girls coming out against Trump. XQC defend.
Sure.
Real DOJ files.
What are you talking about? Well, the photos that were showed, see bunch, no DOB, no information, some shit that other people that apparently were part said wasn't true. I don't know if I'm wrong about this. I was fed some bullshit. I mean, you're just wrong. I'm confused. What are you talking about? I'm confused. What are you talking about? You are acting like at the time none of this would have been investigated in any way. No scrutiny, nothing, and you just let it fly. Bro, I know you don't believe this. I know you want. Even these days, I don't trust the government and what they say. I think they're braided. I don't agree with it at all. But it said that everybody swept everything and all these is all fake. Come on, bro. That's gotta be RB. Because contextualizing the information is as important as the information itself.
Why would they have to? When the people who are meant to keep them accountable are lying on their behalf.
Yo, I agree with you, but that doesn't mean that it's all dog shit. Okay, this is the actual. Wait, hold on. I actually have the thing themselves. Am I allowed to watch this? If a female response spoke with caller who identified as right leads in Washington office
He's
to come interview.
Chat,
result matching name and W. So, date of arrest. Okay, good. That's fucking awful. Yo, did I read that properly? Complaint summary. Result matching name and DOB for criminal in South Carolina. Date of arrest. So who was arrested? I did read it there. The friend told that she was approximately when that occurred. President Trump and the friend allegedly bit. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after. Friend said she also. Who was arrested?
Okay, summary of everything so we can move on. It's bad to take wrong info as fact, particularly when there's a victim, because it weakens their story and hands detractors an easy angle to attack it.
Okay, there you go. This guy. Boom, done. When again, my new round of takes about all the shit recently will age like absolute fucking a nice fucking French cheese. Okay, I better get my nice formal apology from your dumbass. I better see that shit. When for the millionth time, my shit is like a nice fucking gourmet cheese, bitch ass. I'll take my apology with a check. Check being in the billions of dollars would it be? I will take no check under $1 billion. A complaint was spoken to and deemed not credible. Okay, and then what? These two are tied together. I can't believe what am I looking at? I was like, you need to get me. He's gonna type it. I'm moving on. See, look how mad the check is. Now we can't even debunk it. I forgot what the main point was.
Michael Diddy Poggerstein is definitely in there.
Then fuck all these people then.